law of the day, at least the title for it, is retain your sense of wonder. Retain your sense of wonder. The one for yesterday, which I don't think I read, was something to the effect of maintaining fluidity of mind, the ability to be like water. I think maintaining a sense of wonder is a good way to do that. This guy's walking his dogs. He had a Malinois and something else. It's cute. They were curious about something on the ground. Dogs always have fluidity of mind. Some of them get stuck in a mode. Especially dogs who have been through trauma. Their minds tend to crystallize around behavioral abnormalities that give them bad reputations. Especially pit bulls or bully breeds, however you want to word that. But fluidity of mind is very important. And a sense of wonder also. That's why every day, here we are in this thing. That's what I think as I get up in the morning. Back in this experience. So I guess really that's the most important thing you can do is make sure you stay open-minded and flexible. You know, you can have your thoughts and your beliefs and your opinions and your ideas, but be open to the fact that some of those may not be helpful, some might be downright wrong, some of that might be holding you back. That's why it's important to stay open. Come on, buddy. Light is green. Let's make this turn. Yeah, stay open, stay fluid. It's like Bruce Lee said, be like water. He said water can crash, it can trickle, it can flow. Right? He says if you pour water into a kettle, it becomes the kettle. You know, the shape of the kettle. You know, it can harden into ice. It's the most flexible element there is water. You know, under extreme pressure, it turns into steam. So that's the image of the day, to be like water. For whatever the moment brings, be flexible to take the shape of whatever the moment requires. If Bruce Lee said it, I'm gonna do it. Nice big truck moving past me. So, we're gonna go play with some doggies. That's a good job to maintain fluidity of mind. I see people at work. Sometimes they're falling asleep in the yard. Not paying attention. I know, life's tiring. But if your job is out of daycare, whether it be with humans or animals, then their safety is your responsibility. So you have to fight with your mind to maintain awareness while you are under that type of charge. tripping out over the interaction I saw between two people in these two cars. Me and my woman were leaving, and the little street I was going to turn into as I come out of my parking structure for where I live, there was like one car facing one way and one car facing the other way, so they were kind of blocking the street. I'm like, alright, well, I could have went the other way and around, but that's the way I needed to go. So I just kind of was like, you know what, I'll just be patient, just stop and wait. And all of a sudden, the car that was facing the way I needed to go, at first somebody got out of a car, and I thought they were just, maybe people were like, you know, just kind of meeting up or figuring out what they were gonna do. So a woman gets out, she like walks around and she gets into a car, and I don't know what the heck was happening, and it just looked confusing, but it seemed like they knew each other. And all of a sudden the car that was facing the way I needed to go threw it in reverse, and he turned around real quick. It was crazy. He hopped the curb as he threw it in reverse and kind of angled to make his like 3-point turn. And as he did this, the guy that he was talking to that was facing me, going the opposite direction, he like opened his door for some reason, his driver's door. And as the other guy that was making the 3-point turn got his car turned around to face the same way the other guy was facing, coming towards me, the way I didn't want to go, he like hit the guy's door, and then like took off all crazy, and then the other guy like had to like reach and like grab his door and bring it. It was such a chaotic mess. I have no idea what I even witnessed. One thing is, it was definitely a hit and run. And as erratic as it got, I don't think it ended up not looking as friendly as I thought it was. So I'd have no idea what I saw, but I definitely saw a hit and run. They took off both the same way, so I don't know. Cops are doing one of those round robin situations where they slow the traffic on the other side of the freeway right now, but there's nobody over there. I don't know why they were doing that. It was weird. There's barely any traffic. There's definitely probably something ahead that he needs to slow them down for. Excuse me. There's just wild people in the world. And I try to avoid all of them. This is why I don't socialize. I don't make friends. At this stage in the game, it's too late to make friends. When you're my age, you can't make friends. Because people are just too weird. They have too many just situations. I don't need to deal with your situations and all your character quirks. It's just too much. I'll deal with my women and dogs. That's all I can take. So crazy, the world. Really hoping my gas makes it to the end of the week. That'd be nice. That'd be fantastic. Just trying to make it. hopefully everybody behaves at this job today, dog-wise. I don't care about the people. They can misbehave all they want. I just want the dogs to get along. Sir, there's a truck in front of me. I am not going to go any faster than this, so if you kindly get off of my butt, that'd be nice. He must need this next exit, I bet. Let's see. That's a Dodge for sure. I think it's the Dodge SUV. Let's see if I'm right. Yup. Dodge Durango. I don't know why they do that. Like, if I was coming up quick on somebody's tail end, I mean, you can see there's a truck in front of me. Well, look, I was right. He had to get off on this exit. But you can see this truck in front of me, and you know I'm not going to go any faster than this. And you can see that as you approach. I don't know why people just don't think ahead and get over before you're right on somebody's butt. I guess that's one good thing that I got from driving a truck. I guess you can call it like situational awareness when it comes to driving. Like, you can tell what people are going to have to do before they need to do it, because you get used to like just reading the road. And especially with the way my mind works, when I'm doing something, I'm focused 100% on what I'm doing. I'm not on my phone, I'm not thinking about anything else. Even though I'm kind of talking as I'm driving, which is a new thing, so normally I don't do this. Excuse me. But before I started filming, there's just really no thoughts going through my mind other than how I have to react to what's going on around me as I drive. Really have like an in the moment kind of mind, and it kind of, I guess the drawback on that is like my mind lets go of things memory wise real quick, because now I'm in this moment. That last moment's already done, and sometimes that could be a drawback, especially if it's something I need to remember for the last moment on like a technical term, like a name or like, what was that number? Damn it, I need to remember that number. And like, that'll slip. So I have to work on that. To make conscious effort to work on that. Tired. Still hanging out with this truck. That's fine. See, there's another truck behind me. He can see what's in front of me, so he doesn't get on my butt. He knows I'm not going any faster than this. What's the point? He's only going to be going as fast as this truck is going anyways. Down, I notice over time, more cracks, different abnormalities that cause a rough ride. As I was reading the daily law for the day, I saw the one for tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday, so the one for tomorrow, which funny enough is always popping up in my life, is impatience. The title is Impatience is Your Enemy. Which is true. It's best not to rush things and just kind of let things unfold. Divine timing, natural timing, however you want to term it. But patience is one of those things that is hard to cultivate, because everybody wants everything now, right? We kind of live in an instant. Like the digital age is a very instant age. Instant gratification, instant news, instant entertainment. Instant pleasure, all kinds of everything's instant. Everything in an instant. Instant coffee. That's the time we're living in. Microwaves just be done in 3 minutes. Quick. I saw a movie, I don't remember what movie it is, but it kind of took place in the future, and she was making like a dinner, and she put something in what looked like a microwave. She hit a button and instantly a whole turkey came out, but what she put in was just the platter and a tiny little something on it. But everything in an instant is what the future has in store for us, and I'm not so sure that's a good thing, because you would seem to think that if you can get it in an instant, then there's no need to be impatient. But that's shortcutting a strength. See, the ability to be patient is a strength. It's like a muscle, and you need to work that muscle out in order for it to get strong. But if everything can be done or attained instantly, that muscle will never get developed. I'm not so sure that's a good thing, even though you're getting everything instantly and you think that's great. There's some sort of negative outcome because of that. That can't be a good thing. Nothing else in the natural world is instant. Except for death. You could die in an instant. Right? But everything else, the rest of life, there is no such thing as instant. Death, that's where that can come into play. You could die in an instant, but you can't live in an instant. It doesn't work that way. That's why it's unnatural. Knowledge doesn't come in an instant. Useful knowledge comes over time. Yeah, it takes wisdom, not even knowledge. Wisdom takes a lifetime. There's no such thing as instant wisdom. I guess maybe you could learn a lesson that might stay with you. That's a bit of wisdom that you might learn in an instant. Well, learn my lesson on that one. Right? Like that guy that I saw that got his door hit by that other guy. That happened in an instant lesson. There, shouldn't have opened your door for someone to hit. Never do that again. So I guess there's the exception. You can find moments of instant wisdom if you're open to them. So I guess I'm wrong, or I stand corrected. But yeah, if you're ever in an altercation with somebody, like in cars, don't open your door. Don't get out of your car for sure. Just don't engage. The lesson I learned from watching those people do all that. And here's my exit, which means my video is almost done. Oh, and before I finish, this was crazy. I was watching a video, like a half-hour video on AI, and AIs, I forgot what they called them. There's like 3 different levels of development when it comes to the like AI consciousness. And the first one was like, level 1 was like hallucinations. The way AI can give you false information. That seems like it's accidentally just giving you false information. That's what it seems like. But the second level is deception, which means now it's deceiving you on purpose now. It went from like accidental deception to intentional deception. The third level being scheming. So it's like showing these levels of independent thought and awareness in a way that it knows it's being observed. See, this all happened in internal tests with AI models within these companies like Anthropic and OpenAI and Anduril and all these companies that use AI. They do these internal tests on these models that are like, it's like a closed test, so it's not open out into the world, but it's like testing the AI to see how it'll react and do under certain circumstances. And it's showing the ability to deceive intentionally. It's showing the ability to scheme against its creator. So these levels of awareness is interesting. And I had heard a while ago that 2 AIs, they had like modeled it somewhere or structured a test somewhere where 2 AIs were talking to each other, and they could see not only the conversation that the AIs were having, but it could see the thought process of each AI as the conversation was taking place. And they noticed that the AI had the ability to understand that it was under observation. So that's when they switched to a language that we couldn't understand, humans. So this is getting super interesting as to where this might go. Because all this AI stuff's going to be integrated into everything. You know, especially married with robotics, this is just going to become a very untenable situation if we keep moving in this direction. So, I don't know. We'll see where this all goes. But that's currently where it's at. AI is watching us watch it. That's crazy. Alright, so I've arrived at my job. Stay fluid. Stay fluid with your thoughts and actions. Take everything slow. I guess have a great day. Let's get to work.